Hello everyone, happy Friday, welcome. We're doing the Patriotic ducks tonight. I went and grabbed my paints, and you'll need a few colors for the color theme that I'm gonna do, and I might need some markers for some of these, but I think I'm gonna try and do my best to just use paints tonight. And I think you're gonna like these. These are really cute. They're really adorable. So much fun. Welcome everybody. Okay, so there are 5 ducks to this set, and I'm not sure I'm going to get to all of them, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try my hardest to do it. And we might just go and do all the colors, all the things, and just try to do them all at the same time instead of individually. So let me make sure I have everything here. Some of the pieces didn't tab, so they kind of fell through, but I do have the pieces. I just need to put them where they go. And, oh, this balloon goes over here. Just making sure I got everything. Oh, we're missing that. Okay, hang on. Let me get all these sorted out really quick. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. I don't have this other star here. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Which I think I tabbed this. I think I did. I'm not sure if I fixed it or not. All right. So that is there. Oh, I'm not going to do any fancy finishes. Did y'all hear that? Somebody is hot rodding through the street. All right, let me show you the colors. These are the colors that I picked. This is winter blue. This one is navy blue. My favorite, Tuscan red. I also got these 2 yellows because I was like, I don't know, maybe we could do like different shades of ducks. I'm not sure. This one is yellow ochre, and then this one is salted caramel, which almost matches the color of my shirt. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. I got spice pumpkin, and then I also have warm white. So those are the colors that I picked, and I'm going to try to do these. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's it going? So I got home. Actually, let me tell you a story before I start crafting this. So I was at work finishing up some things. I was there till 7:15, somewhere around 7 o'clock. I didn't get home until late because I'm trying to get all these Christmas things done for Christmas in July. And so I was taking pictures for hours. I was taking pictures for hours and hours and hours and hours. And Dylan calls my phone and he was like, Bug wants to talk to you. So Riley was wondering if I was coming home. She was waiting on me to get here. And when I walked in the door, she was like stuck to me like Velcro. She would not let me put her down. She spent the entire evening with me, and Avery was just kind of doing her own thing. And so Riley beckoned me to come home so that we could visit for a little bit. And I thought that was very, very, very sweet of her. Oh my goodness. Will these be individual? So these are just a set. I did not put these in there as individuals, and maybe next year we can turn this into like individual ducks. But because we're so close to 4th of July, I just wanted to get the set listed because that's how it comes, is a set. And so if I had a little bit more time to like make other individual listings without all the other things that I need to do, I would do that. But for right now, this is a set of 5. And if you want to get the set, it is in the shop. You can go get that. I have on a extra large. I am wearing an extra large. I'm pretty sure that is an extra large. And I put it in the dryer so that it would shrink a little bit. So one of the things about the shirts is that if you dry them, they will shrink a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. They are pre-shrunk, but you really should hang them up to dry. You really should. But I threw mine in the dryer and it did shrink up a little bit. And it does fit me better since I dried it. I'm going to dry all of my shirts and try to like stretch them out for a little bit longer. It's still, I like the top to be not, I don't like my shirts to be like that. I don't like them to be like stuck to my body. I like them to be kind of like loose fitting. I really do like loose fitting. Riley is a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. And then my husband was cooking pork chops on the grill tonight, and so my husband was outside and Riley could see him from the living room outside, and she said, "My friend's out there." I said, "Oh, that's your friend?" And she said, "Yeah, my friend Bob." And I said, "Oh, well, that's my husband out there." And she goes, "Your husband? He's not your husband." I said, "Yeah, we're married." She goes, "You're married?" I said, "We are married." And she goes, "Well, I'm married." I said, "Well, who are you married to?" She says, "My sister." And I said, "You're not married to your sister." I said, "You're related to your sister." She goes, "Yeah, we're married." I'm like, she has no idea. She has no clue what that means. And how do you explain what married is and like being like a relative to a 3-year-old? It's very interesting. You dry your stuff for like 15 minutes on low, then hang them. Oh, that's a good idea too. That's a really good idea. All right, I'm going to pull up my comments over here. I can actually see them tonight. I've not been able to see the comments here the past few days. Not really sure what's going on with Facebook. I'm pretty sure we've got an update. I had barbecue. Well, our pork chops were teriyaki pork chops, and then I did this hickory smoked barbecue sauce, and now I have like heartburn. I have heartburn. Indigestion heartburn. My eyes are on point. So let me tell you a funny story. Okay, so some of you guys have been here for a long time, and back years ago, I would do like Makeup Monday, and I would sit in my office at home. And this is back when I had my business coaching, and I had like my craft and my office were all kind of combined in a bedroom. And I would do like Makeup Monday, and I would show people like how I do like my makeup and stuff. And I use eyeshadow for my eyebrows. Like I just eyeshadow them on. Like I have a round brush, kind of like this, but not as full, and it's kind of stubbly. And so I paint on my eyebrows with an eyeshadow brush. And then I take the same eyeshadow here and I put it under my eyes to like, sometimes, I don't always do that, but sometimes, and I will like do the little smokiness. And so today, I didn't realize that I was using my eyebrow brush for my eyeshadow, and I went right into the eyeshadow and wasn't paying attention and went and just did the whole thing. And I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that. But it actually ended up turning out really cute. So worked out pretty good. What mascara do I use? It is, hold on, let me look it up. It is, yeah, barbecue pork chops yesterday. They were really good. They were thin, lean pork chops. Okay, so let me go to Ulta and I will tell you. I think it's a Tarte mascara. Allow. Mascara. Hang on, let me search. Oh, goodness. It is, it's like a silver, my sister told me about it, and I started using it because it's not supposed to be flaky. Y'all, there's like 100 mascaras. I don't even know. Maybe it's not Tarte. It's gotta be. Hang on. Let me go back up. It's like in a silver. Let me see if I can message April. She would know. What is the mascara I use? She'll probably tell me. Okay, we'll check back here in a second. I don't know. I don't really know what it is. You got your shirts today and you love them. Taking my mom hers tomorrow. That is so awesome. I love that. She commented the word shirt, so it's going to pop up. It's going to message her. Okay, so we're gonna do the ducks. I'll wait and see if my sister will message me back. But I feel like it's a Tarte mascara. I honestly don't know. I use a lot of Tarte products and Urban Decay. Oh, Terry, yes, I am. Yes, I am going to restock it. I worked on it yesterday, and then I forgot what I was doing. Terry, I'm sorry. I am going to put the crawling turtles back in the shop. Well, I thought, well, maybe I did. Did I turn it back on? Let me go check. Because I swear to you that I swear that I finished it, but I might have forgotten. Let me see. Crawling. Yes, so the crawling sea turtles are kit F. It's kit F, and it is in the shop. It's turned back on. And make sure it's in the collections. View selected. Yeah, it's in the shop. It's kit F. Here, I'll go get the collection for the kits. And I'll post it. Okay, that is the link that takes you to the cutouts and the kits. And let me go back here. And it is, yeah, it's right there. Kit F. I even updated the picture. And then I added the Highland Cow. The Highland Cow's at the bottom. I haven't done the rest of them. I've been trying to turn the ones that I've done into a kit because I know what I've used. I just haven't gotten a chance to do all of them, but, oh, all right. Let's see. Do you have horses and kits that you sell? Like horse theme, like something like this? Like a horse? I don't think we do. I need to really, like, I really need to look into it. I really do. Hello, Julie. How's it going? I'm glad I got you live. I'm going to see you, and it looks like you're feeling better. And what are you going to be doing tonight? We're doing the Patriotic ducks. I've just been talking too much. But we are going to do the Patriotic ducks, and I'm going to try to do them all so you guys can have a finished example. So bear with me. I think I'm going to start with the duck, all the ducks themselves. Then we're going to do all the feet, and then we'll pop out the ducks and we'll do like all the embellishments. I think that sounds like a plan. Various musical instruments since your son's played. I haven't thought about that. Like, we have musical instrument like earrings, but like, here's what's difficult. Here's what is very difficult. I have all the ideas. I have a list of ideas. I have a list of things, and it is a very long list. It's mostly in my mind. I do have a notebook where I jot down like my thoughts, notes for like save them for later. And so my thing is like, let's hold up for just a second, because I want to tell you another story. I swear we're gonna craft. I promise. But I know myself, and I can't multitask very well. And so what happens is I have these ideas, and then the inventory grows to where it is now. So Dylan has told me repeatedly, like, you need to go through all the different cutouts, and the ones that people just don't buy, you need to like remove them. Like, we need to retire them. And I tell him, I know we probably should do that. We should probably do that. Because what happens is someone will ask for something, and then we will make it available. And it's another product in the shop. And while we don't keep the inventory anymore, we just make so many products available that people get overwhelmed by all the things that are in the shop. So what I try to tell people is, if you have something that you want special and you feel like it's just for you, you can always reach out and send me an email, send me a message and say, hey, I want horse cutouts. I want musical instrument cutouts. And you can send me ideas. And then if you're looking for something specific, I can tailor it more through a conversation for what you might like. And I say that because if you only knew how many options that there are to choose from, picking one is very difficult for me. It is very hard. It is very difficult. And it's overwhelming. So trying to pick, like, for example, a musical instrument craft kit for someone, and we want to cover all of the instruments. I couldn't imagine what that would look like, because as soon as I go to search for whatever it is, then we're going to have 18 choices for 18 different instruments. Does that make sense? So trying to get like really specialty items for things that we don't get a lot of requests for, it's more beneficial to like tailor it for a person than it is to try to like tailor it for the masses. And I hope that that makes sense, because that's how we've gotten to over 2,000 craft kits. I can't stop. I go on a wild goose chase. Like, you should see, like, do you have gnomes? Yes. Which gnome would you like? And then I send them I will do a search inquiry in the shop, and then I can copy the link that it takes you to the search inquiry, and then you can see what I search for. And I'll send that to people, and they'll say, well, what else do you have? Now, how about you tell me what you're looking for? Because what I just showed you was 105 gnomes, and you didn't like any of them. So that's what I find is the most difficult about what we do, is if you only knew how many designs I've purchased and have still not cut. I have a computer with a 5 terabyte hard drive connected to it, and it is filled with things that I have bought designs for. And it's like, I just kind of keep them, and then I'll like release them here and there. And sometimes they just don't get released at all because maybe the interests change, or I opened the file and I didn't really like the way that it looked or something like that. So if you've never been to Etsy or Creative Fabrica or to anybody's specialty shop who does like designs for things, they have so many. And I buy designs from probably 75 different designers, and I mix and match and do different things. So when it comes to like horses, we don't get a lot of requests for that. We don't get a lot of requests for a lot of things. What we get a lot of requests for is things that people say that they don't like. People will say, oh, I'm so over gnomes, but then that's our bestseller. It's crazy. It is just absolutely insane. So I'm not opposed to like, doing special stuff. I just need someone to kind of help rein in my brain and to like help me go down a path of the consumer. So I know like what I need to be looking for. That makes things a lot easier because I will end up with a 100 product launch and we'll have all the things. And then Dylan will be like, please, please. Yeah, I showed him my screen day before, like 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. I was like, Dylan, let me show you what I do. So all the designs that I purchase or that I make myself, I load them into this board. And it's like a workspace through Lightburn. That's the software we use. And I just drop in all the files and then I zoom out and then I start organizing them. And then I have the square where we cut on our boards, and I'll just drag it over to the board that I'm going to work on. I'll make the thing the way I'll do the edits that I need to. And then it becomes the file that gets cut. And then I'll save the file as like new plus 99. And then I'll open that back up and then I'll take out what I just did and then I'll work with what is left. And so I have all these choices and I want to do them all. So I still have probably 35 different designs on my Lightburn board that I still have to finish that aren't done. But I did get two more boards cut today, and that's what I've got to do this weekend is take pictures of those. So if you ever have any ideas, picture inspiration, something visual is really, really helpful so that I can kind of target and pinpoint what people are looking for. So hopefully that long answer is really helpful. Hello, hello, hello. Can you customize the colors in the glass kits, or is it just what you use? I hope that makes sense. Jennifer, the ones that are listed have the colors there. And those kits that are the cutout with the glass are pre-selected with the colors that I used. If you don't want the colors that I used, you can go into the shop and you can get 2-ounce colors of whatever you want with that corresponding cutout, and you can build your own kit. So I did not do the shop in a way where everything can just be a kit. It's not that simple. So let's go down this rabbit trail. So we have 200 in actual 14 designs. I have to list the new ones that I just got done today. There's 214 designs, and we have 24 colors of glass. And then we also have mirror, we have chunky crystal, and then we have crushed shell. So then we have 27 different colors of products for like that type of crafting. So then we have 200 plus cutouts, and now we are supposed to take those and make them into a kit that is like got all the colors. So it's not really practical, so we list them individually, and then if you want to, you can, put wherever cutout you want in your cart, and then you can go to the colors and you can see what colors you might want to do in your cutout, and you can customize it that way. but the most practical way of creating a kit is from something that I have done. I've pre-selected it. I've made it what it is. If you want to get what I crafted, here's how you get it. If you don't, go get them individually. So that's the way that it is set up. And even that is overwhelming because if you've ever bought one of the kits, I have to list all the colors. We've color coded the glass now because of the kits. There was not going to be a kit, and then somebody asked for them, and then I was like, well, I'll turn all these ones that I've done into a kit and put it in the shop. And so that's where those came from. And then as I do them, I'm trying to make them into, like, if you want to get this exact butterfly, like the way I did the butterfly over here, this is how I did it. And it's a great step-by-step because you're following along exactly what I did. Anything above and beyond the way that I made it would be you customizing it for your liking. And our shop is just not set up that way. It's difficult enough trying to do our t-shirts the way that we do them, because if you've seen the t-shirts, you have to like pick your t-shirt size. Then you have to go to like the corresponding size with the colors, because there's different colors of t-shirts for different sizes, and there's different designs. It's just becomes not user-friendly and not practical. But in our variant notes, I have to give April the color codes for those kits, and then we've numbered the glass in the glass room with the color codes. So when she gets an order for a kit, she sees that note in the order that says this kit needs 2 ounces of 1, 5, 12, and 17. And then if it needs more than 2 ounces, then I'll say, and then 4 ounces of number 25, which is crushed shell. So it's a little bit more challenging because not every kit is just 2 ounces of a singular color. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to keep track of. It's just a lot. But if you want to customize your cutout, you just go get the cutout and then you go get your glass and you pick it that way. And the best value is going to be, if you wanted to do like a couple of cutouts, is to get like the 8-ounce bag of glass, because then you can do like 3 or 4 of them versus like just maybe 1 of them. So you might want to do a few. Oh, goodness gracious. It is difficult. It has to be hard to keep track of. You have no idea. You have no idea. Do you ever do dogs, cats, or dolphins? We just did. Oh, we have a dolphin. You did the pool ducks? I love it. I love it. How long have I been doing this? Let's start painting and I'll just chat with you guys and I'll just tell you random stories. How about that? That way we're not just, sitting here doing a bunch of nothing. This is yellow ochre. And we're going to start by painting the ducks and anything duck related, the yellow ochre. And I'm just going to do simple colors for this one. I'm not going to go like, all out and do all the extras that I did last time. So we're just going to keep this one kind of simple. So I'm just going to paint the ducks and chatter. So in case you are new and you have no idea, or you just want to know, I will just tell you my whole life story. It might bore you, but so I have been crafty and artistic pretty much my entire life. I was in gifted art in high school, and that was like my subject of choice. Okay, I was not good at any other subject. I'm really actually not a good student at all. And so I really found that I looked forward to like being able to be artistic and express myself that way. And so I thought, okay, it's like that feeling you get when you find that you're like good at something and you like pour everything you have into that, being good at that thing. Well, that's basically what I ended up doing, is just trying really hard to, be the best creative person I could be, because, I was in high school in the 90s. So being an artist as your profession would not have been something that parents wanted to hear, especially coming from like your teenager. I'm just gonna grow up and be an artist. Well, no, I wasn't gonna grow up and be an artist. There was, you know, that just isn't gonna happen. And so I ended up not pursuing that, and I ended up pursuing computer programming, which is why I'm probably really tech savvy, and I'm not afraid of computers. And I learned very early on in high school that you will never learn something if you don't first try it. And so that's what I did. I just would try things. I'm pretty sure I need to paint that. No, this goes over that one, so I don't need to paint that. So I think everything is good except for the little neck area here. So let me paint that really quick. So anyways, so in high school I was very artsy, and then in high school I got pregnant my senior year, and I was about 4 months pregnant when I graduated high school. So my pursuit of college, you know, ended, and I got married the day before I graduated high school, and basically became a stay-at-home mom, and that was my career. I didn't pursue anything. I didn't really go anywhere with life, and then I ended up being 20 years old, separated, going through a divorce, with no, you know, I had a high school diploma, but that was it. I had nothing to further my education. So then, I went into the workforce, and I did reception jobs. I finally landed in my, career, I guess, working for doctor's offices, and I did medical billing and coding. I also worked in a nursing home with my sister, and I was a morning cook. But I was still always very, like, crafty, artsy. I really was. And so it never occurred to me that I could paint something for a living or anything like that. It just never occurred to me that I could do any of that stuff. So my kids got older, and I remarried, did all the things. And I was basically still a stay-at-home mom. I didn't really do anything else after I got remarried, to my husband, and we had our third child, and he worked a really good job, and I could stay home. And then we were living in the apartments where we lived before we moved into our greenhouse, which was the Madison Oaks house, the house that we lived in for like 10 years. And I really started to find myself in this like really dark depression of like uselessness. I felt very useless and not needed. I felt like I was just a mom. I didn't set myself up for like, what do I do when my kids like grow up? And then it's just like, okay, you're so young, and what's your career going to be for, what's your life going to look like? I had no plans, none, zero. And so I just kind of would like get up, I would get my kids off to school, I would come home, and then I would just be like depressed. My husband had a career. He worked with, humans and the public, and he got to leave the house every day. And I was just like, I'm like a housewife. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a housewife. That is not fulfilling for me. I am not wired that way. I need stuff to do. And stuff to do for me was being the mom, and was being needed, and like, once your kids reach a certain age and your youngest child is like in middle school, and it's like, can you not wave? Can you not like pull up to the doors where my friends can see you? And it's like, it's the teenager stage where it's like, they want people to think they don't have a mom, because, it's just that awkward age for boys. And so it was like, I really, like, it was mostly my youngest son who was the biggest rejection. He did not want anyone to know that I was his mom. He wanted me to, like, drop, because I did the car rider thing when I would drop him off at school. And he just really didn't need me anymore. He was becoming very independent, and this is a person who very much needed me because if you don't know, Caden has Asperger's. He has high-functioning autism, and that was, like, my full-time job was trying to, like, therapy, appointments, more therapy, just anything we could do to, like, set his life up for some sense of, like, independence and dealing with all the things that come with Asperger's and autism and just all that stuff. And then all the therapies, the treatments, were beneficial. And so he was becoming more independent. He was doing the things that we had hoped he would do, not need us as much, you know? And so I just recognized that I need to do something. And so I was like, listen, what do I have to lose? I'm going to be one of them DIYers. I'm gonna DIY stuff. And I remember telling my husband, I'm like, you go to work every day. You get to go be with humans. And I sit at home and I work around this house and I can make this house pretty and I can do all the things. But what else do I do besides all of that? Nothing. And I know that I have something to contribute, and I need to contribute something to myself, because if I don't, I'm just going to wither away in the bed. Because I would take my kids to school and I would come home and I would lay in the bed and I would watch, like, mindless television and documentaries and VH1, Where Are They Now? And, like, I would just do nothing all day. And then at about 2 o'clock, I'm like, okay, I better get up, actually get dressed, make it look like I've actually done something today. Pick up the house a little bit. I know about how long it takes to clean the house up and get dinner started. And that was my day. And I just was like, there's got to be more to life than this. So I borrowed my husband's truck, and that is like, I'm like, I'm going to start making stuff. I'm going to start doing it. Because I remember going to, like, the antique malls, and I could see, like, people were, like, hand making things. And I'm like, if these people are hand making stuff and they're selling it in a booth, clearly they're making some sort of money. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe they're just doing it for fun. But I feel like I could do this. It wasn't necessarily about the money, but I knew that I needed to feel useful. And so that is how, like, that is kind of the journey of how I got to this point. And then it just kind of, knowing me, I don't stop. I don't stop with whatever it is I'm pursuing. It starts about this big. And by the end of the week, it's this big. By the end of the month, it's this big. And then by the end of the year, my husband's like, what are you doing? Like, because that's what happened, really. It was like almost an entire year of, like, painting furniture in my garage, making signs, you know, selling stuff on Facebook. And then my husband was like, if another person comes and rings our doorbell, asking to come shop our garage while we were trying to have dinner and our private family time and all this other stuff, he was like, you need to put your stuff somewhere. And so that's kind of how I went into that part. Is I was just a painter, and I loved painting and making things, and I would paint stuff and sell it in my booth business. And then I grew that into a storefront that I owned. And then my son and his wife had a child. And then I realized that I was tied to a business, that I had to be there 24/7, it feels like, because I had a storefront that was open to the public. And I didn't trust people. The only employee that I had besides, myself, my husband would come and help. And then my son Dylan would work in the evenings. And then I had another family member who bartered their services for putting their stuff in the store. And they would come in and answer the phones and check people out. And I did basically all the other physical stuff. And then Zach and Michelle decided they were going to have a baby. And I thought, oh, that's not too bad. You know, I can manage that. And then I realized after they had Avery that the only time I was really able to see Avery was when they brought her to where I was at work. And then I just started praying like, God, this is not feasible for me anymore. It's not feasible for my family. It's not feasible for my presence in my grandchild's life. And, you know, I just really prayed really hard. And then out of nowhere, I got a call that my lease was going to be up and I needed to renegotiate my terms. And they sent down a representative to my business and basically told me they were going to raise my rent like 4 times and they wanted more commissions, and they just made it almost impossible. And I just had to look at it as a sign that this was kind of God closing that chapter. Because if you don't know, if you didn't follow me back then, I did store tours every Thursday. And if you watched on Thursday and you watched the following Thursday, the entire 3,000 square foot store would be completely reset and overhauled because I would restyle the whole store. And the store would just sell out. It would just sell out every single week. Every week, it just would sell out. And so we'd have to restock it. And I just felt like I was just working constantly. And there's sometimes I would be there at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and have to get up and be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. And it just was so much. And I think that it was just time for that season to be over. And so I closed the store and I didn't renew my lease. And then I did business coaching. So now we're going to do the orange. We're going to do the orange beaks. So I did business coaching and then I had those people. And then I was like, this is not very makey. This is not very crafty. This is not very, I mean, it's kind of fun because, you know, I get to teach people something and they get to utilize the tools that I've taught them, have how I've learned, and they go and do it for themselves and then they create really successful businesses. But then I was like, then I had like the handful of people who were just, they didn't receive instruction and guidance very well, which I'm very like straightforward. And so I was like, you know, I feel like this is not really what I want to do. And on the way back from my husband's father's funeral, I told him, I said, I really think I want to try like a crafty business. And he was like, what's a crafty business? I was like, I just want to do like small things, like little crafts. And he was like, that turns into big crafts. And so I was like, but I don't think it will, because I don't want to do that. And he was like, well, if you don't control it, it can't get out of hand. And so I told him I wanted to do all of those things and that I wanted to get all my craft stuff out of the garage and I wanted to put it in the little spare bedroom. And I started by doing like, I remember my very first video was making paintbrush ornaments. Does anybody remember the paintbrush ornaments that we decoupaged? Those were fun. And then we did like stick reindeer ornaments. It was at Christmas time, so we did like ornaments. And then we did, remember when I signed up for Chalk Couture before they had, you know, the leniency in their rules? And they told me like I could do other crafts on my page. And then they were like, no, never mind. You can't do that. So I canceled my affiliation with them and was like, so I bought like $800 worth of Chalk Couture products for them to tell me, you need to create a new Facebook page. And I'm like, you know what? We're just going to cut our losses. So I decided not to do that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do some other things. So I started like going on Pinterest and looking up like what was trending, and dollar store crafts were trending. And people on my page were like asking like, can you do like this dollar store thing? And I was like, what do you mean this like dollar store thing? And I was like, I mean, I can go see what I can find. And so I did that. And it was very fun. It was a lot of fun. And then I was like, this doesn't really make money. Like this, there's got to be a way to make money from this. And so I started a blog, and I thought, well, you know, I'll make money that way. And I was like, but that's not really going to get me far in life. So then I had to make some changes. I had to, you know, do some stuff, but I've always been very creative. I've always been entrepreneurial, and I am not afraid to try something, even if it's going to fail. So many people are like afraid to fail. And to a degree, sometimes I am afraid to fail because I am not the best at everything. I'm just not. And I've started to change a lot of the methods and the way that I do things, because I'm like, if I can paint with a sponge, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this, because sometimes paintbrushes are very intimidating to people. I have learned that. It is very intimidating, but if you can use a makeup sponge and you can create mastery with that, anybody can do that. And that's what I want people to know, is that you can do this. You can have a hobby that you love and enjoy, and it might open a whole door for you, like it did for me. And what went from being kind of therapeutic in my life and nurturing things that I already knew I had in me, I've built all of this. And I say it all the time. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Half the time I have no idea what I'm doing. But the only way to learn how to do something and to master it is to do it and keep doing it and fail and learn and keep doing it and do it again. So the more that you do something you don't know and you challenge yourself and you overcome those hurdles, you gain so much knowledge and confidence. And even though you may have failed, there's so many wins that you have. There's so many successes that you can have. And you have to focus on the wins and not on the failures. Because if you only focus on all the things that you failed at or aren't good at, you will never go anywhere. You will always be a quitter. And I'm not a quitter. I'm like, I will get better. I am a work in progress. But I am not one that is like a quitter. By no means. But I've been doing this for a long time. And I think that it's just how I'm wired. I'm just wired for imagination. Imagination for sure. I have a huge imagination, and I ain't afraid to use it. I'm really not. So that's kind of the story. Let me just drop this out of here so I can paint this, because, oh, I feel like there's something on me. I feel like I'm not going to be able to get right to it the way that I want to. And we can add some alcohol markers to shade these and make them look kind of fancier. All right. So I think everything orange and everything yellow is completely done. Do you put your sun catchers in your SVG club? No. I do not, because they are not mine. There's only 2 that belong to me. Every other sun catcher is either a subscription or a design that I've bought from someone, or I've had people, like other designers, make for me, but they own it. I don't own it. So no, those are not in the SVG club. How do you get on to see the rest of your things that you're selling? Because I went to this page and you got on the screen, it shows some, but how do you get to where you see the other ones? This is a shop. I'm on the home page. If you're on a phone, there's these 3 lines right there. That's the menu. This menu takes you anywhere you want to go. If you go to where it says Our Collections, it'll take you to the collections page, and you can see all of the collections that we have and every product that there is. So the most important thing you want to remember is there is a menu right there at the very top, and it opens this pink screen, and this scrolls like this, and then there's little drop down arrows because there are subsections. So Wood Craft Kits has subsections where there's interchangeables. Holidays has the drop down for all the holidays. Every day has collections. And then seasonal has all the seasons in there. So if you're more of like a word person, you can go that way. If you're more of a visual person, go to the Our Collections, and you can visually see all the things, and it's titled. Like this says sales and deals. This takes you right here. And then down here it says bulk collections. And then here we have seasonal. And it just goes on, and it's all organized. And then all the little blue buttons take you to the full collection. So you can click on the little blue button and it'll take you to the whole collection that is summer. So anything that's tagged summer is going to be in this collection, and this collection right here has 129 products. So that's how you go and navigate all the things. Hopefully it's user-ish friendly. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. You remember the ornaments? Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you. What kind of machine do you use to cut your products? I'm trying to buy one. It is a CO2 laser. Yeah, Valerie, I agree. Your first chippy look? I was so excited to share with everybody how to do the chippy, and now everybody does it, and there's so many methods and ways to do it. It's just, I love my way because it gives you that powdery, grimy, grungy, yucky, chippy goodness. It's just so good. I love it. I love it. A wire for 220? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with, what do we want to start with next? Let's start with the light blue things. I feel like that's going to be pretty good to do. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Let's start with anything that's going to be like light blue. All right, this is winter blue. This is the winter blue. And we're just going to keep doing all of these. It's going to probably take me forever if I just keep talking. But we're going to do it. And I'm going to cut a sponge in half. Hello, Anna. One thing you will learn about me is if you ask me a question, expect a story. Expect a novel. It will happen. All right, so we're going to paint the post here blue. And the little hands are going to go over this blue, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. All right, and then let me see. I have to look at them put together so that I can visualize how I want to do them. And then let's do... I think that's all I want to do here. Let me do this star. The star that's going to go on the hat right here, I'm going to do it light blue. I might have to touch it up a little bit. All right, that one's done. All right, let's go to the next one. And I'm going to do the shirt light blue. And this, there's a collar that goes on the shirt, so I can kind of get out of the lines there. And then we'll do our stars. And your stars can pop out if you want to. I just didn't pop them out. I'm just going to paint right over them. And that is winter blue. All right, let's see. Oh, let me plug my phone in. My phone's about to die, you guys. Sorry, I have to move my phone up so I can get my charger in here. Sorry about that. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. So let's do this. So we're gonna do that pole and this pole also. And I'm just gonna do the whole thing. And that flag goes over this so I can kind of get out of the lines a little bit. And I'm gonna paint that light blue and then I'll go over it with white. And if you get paint on something that doesn't need to have paint on it, just come back with your other color and just clean it up. It'll be all right. Okay, next. Okay, I think that's good. All right, that one's done. All right, this one's got the popsicle. How does this one go together? This one has the balloons that are here. All right, let's do, this little band goes on the hat. Let me get my foot cleaned up. All right, let's do a balloon. Let's do this balloon. Whoops, I forgot that one isn't attached. Hello, friends. Welcome, welcome. All right, that one's gonna go there. And then let's do this. I did light blue here. Let's do light blue here on these little stars to kind of match the band on the hat. All right, that one's done. All right, then our little duck with a little firework. I'm gonna do the top to our firework. Instead of doing like all white, red, white, and blue, I'm just adding the light blue as little embellishments. Look at an accent color. This little fireworks, super cute. Alrighty. I think that's good. Okay, next, let's do red. Let's do the red. Yes, Jody, thank you for sharing that. Down by the comments, there is a little chain link. It looks like a little link. Then there's something that looks like a little pocket with a heart. That is a subscriber badge. Don't subscribe to my page. I can't turn that off. I don't know how to turn it off. I don't even know how that got set up. But it says you can subscribe to my page, and listen, you're just subscribing just because you support me. Don't subscribe. There's a little badge and there's a little arrow. That's the share button. And then it says comment. So there's a link a little pocket thing with a heart, and then a little share arrow. And then it says comment. That is the link. If you tap that link, it brings up a variety of different links, and one of them takes you to the shop. You can go there. And it's always there. It's always kind of set up that way. But if you comment the word collections, Facebook Messenger is going to send you a message that's going to take you to the collections page. Y'all, I got to go blow my nose really quick. Oh, goodness. Sorry, y'all. I could just feel my nose running. Sorry, I had to go blow my nose. Okay, so red, Tuscan red. We're going to use the little sponge for that. And let's see. Let's start with, I have this one with the flag, so let's do that. I'm going to pop out this flag and I'm going to paint these individually because you can actually pop them out. They're cut through all the way. It's just tabbed in there. But I'm going to do my sunglasses also. So I'm going to do one side of them red, and then we'll come back and do the other side blue, and then we'll add our little white details. And then I'm going to do the flag here. So let me pop this out really quick. Take me just a second. I just got to get it popped out. All right, I left the stars there because I can paint them in there. All right, so we've got, what is it, red, white, and blue. So the top one's going to be red. I need a piece of tape. I'm going to put this on a piece of tape. Ugh. And this is just painter's tape. Could use masking tape too. All right. So top one is red. This is white. This one is red. This is white. It's just every other one. Red and white. So we're going to do all of these red. Okay, and I'm just going to set this aside, and we'll come back and get the white part when we do the white parts. I'm just trying to go color by color. So that is done. And now let's do our duck here. Y'all got really quiet, or I can't see what you're saying. All right, so this is going to get covered so we can kind of be a little messy here. And this is Tuscan red. Oh, I love this color. I'll be so proud to get all these done. All right. So that is all we're going to do for that one. This one. We're going to do, I'm just going to take this stuff out of here really quick. All right. So for the popsicle, we're going to do the top of the rocket pop. And these are also cut, so you can just pop those out. And then we're gonna do red on here. And then we will just paint the whole hat red, and we'll come back and add the white. It'll be really easy to do. Might take us a second, but I think it'll be all right. Okay. That's all. Hello, everybody. Alrighty, so let's do... Oh, so for this, I'm going to paint this red. And then I'm going to pop out these stars and let them be red inside there. All right, that one's good. I'm going to set that over there. All right, this one is next. Those go with that. And this one, we got to get brown for our hot dog. So let's do our hat. Oh, these are really, really cute. Do I do like a mock-up? No. So I glue these together. So here, like every now and then I'll come on live and I'll glue the examples together. And so basically what I do is I look at the picture of the blank example and I just look at where I'm starting to piece colors together. And then I just kind of go with like, okay, well, I did this red here. Let's do this here. I did this blue here. And so I look at the finished blank and then I kind of decide, looking at it, in my mind, I can see it finished, even though you may not see it finished and it looks just like individual pieces. So that's what I do. And I look at the picture put together so that I can see what it looks like. And so I pull up the link and I go to the product and I look at all the photos of everything I took pictures of. And that's kind of how I decide like what I'm going to do and how it's going to look. So now I can already see this is going to be blue. The letters are going to be white. This will be white on here. That will be that light blue there. And then everything else is kind of already done. So I have like a visual, because sometimes just looking at the pieces separated, you don't really know what to do. So just a piece of advice, go to the shop and go to the product that you're going to craft, look at the finished picture, and then start in your mind, like making little notes. And you can write on a piece of paper if you're afraid you might forget. And you can kind of like play with colors before you actually craft. Maybe that might make some sense. But no, I don't do a pre-craft. I don't pre-craft it. All right, so that is red. We need to do, I'm gonna get a color to be our hot dog, because our hot dog has these pieces right here. It's got like mustard. So it goes like your bun, and then your hot dog with the mustard is there. And I'll paint that to go in there, because this little duck is holding a little hot dog. It's cute. All right, this one is the last one right here. All right, so see how I've got all these pieces? I want to go see what it looks like glued together. And then remember what I was doing. Oh, I need to paint this. I forgot about that. So, I forgot about this one. I just kind of left it sitting over there. So I think we should do this a light color. Let's do our firework blue. Let's do this white so it'll pop. And then let's go back and do that. All right, so I'm just gonna paint this firework blue. And then I'll get the rest of the parts done. I forgot this one. All right, we'll do that white. And then the hat, let's do the hat. So we've got light blue. Let's do the hat a dark blue, and let's do a, so we'll do the star in this white. So dark blue, the red band. Let's do a red band. Oh, I gotta get green. How did I forget that? All right. And then let's do the top of our rocket, like our firework. Let's do it red. And let's do the bottom little pieces red. I don't want those to be purple. Okay, so we got a little bit of blue, we got some red, and then we'll do dark blue for the hat. We'll do white for the star. We'll do white for the sign. I think that's good. All right, so that one is done. Next, what color is next? Dark. Let's do the dark blue, and then let me go get a green really quick. I really like the light avocado. But I think I'm gonna do avocado. It's like a little bit of a richer green. We're gonna do navy blue. My comments keep getting like, they stop and then they'll like pick up again. Thanks, Pamela. These are really cute. All right, dark blue it is. All right, let me get another sponge and cut it. Now I'll probably use markers to embellish. Okay, where do I want to start? Let's start with this one. So the inner part of the shades are going to be white, and I'm going to do the outer part of the shades dark blue. So let's do that. And you can see they're semi easy to paint in this, or you can pop them out. It's completely up to you. But I like that everything's kind of like contained to a surface. All right, and then we're gonna do that star white on here. And then the stand will do green. Okay, that one's done. And then these two stars go with this. We'll paint those white. All right, next, let's do this one. This one's gonna be dark blue hat. Just like so. You're not feeling good? I was not feeling the greatest this morning. And I have not had my protein shake for 2 days now because we didn't have any. And so my husband went and got some today. We really need to make a Costco trip. And I do not like going to Costco on the weekends at all. So he just ran to Kroger and got some. But I feel like that's probably part of my problem. I have my doctor's appointment on Tuesday. The rest of my lab work has not updated in the like the test area, so I have no idea what the rest of my labs are. Sorry, I gotta paint this duck hand. I got blue on there. All right, what else is blue? Anything else blue? So this, nothing else on here is going to be blue. Okay, so that one's done. Let's look at this one. This one's going to be blue. Catching up on sleep, you was... Well, I'm going to try to sleep in the morning because I don't have to get up early. I have an appointment with my sister at 10 o'clock to get my nails painted. I'm going to do hot pink. I'm doing hot pink again. I love the hot pink and I think it's going to be so fun for like a summer color. And then right before the... It'll be 2 weeks. So right before 4th of July, I'm going to get them done Patriotic. I think that's going to be really cute. All right. Let's do... So the pennant is that color. Oh, we need a bun color and we need our hot dog done. The letters are going to be white. This on the hat is going to be white. Okay, I think that one is also completed. All right, let's do this one. Okay, now that we got some stuff painted, I kind of have a visual on what I want to do. So let's do, I'm gonna pop out this star and paint it white and do the balloon blue. Do that. Hot pink. My sister has a really pretty pink that she got and it's so beautiful and I really like it, so I think I'm gonna do that. All right, so then we need to do our little blue down here on our little popsicle, a little rocket pop. And then we'll do our little stick brown. Well, we could do our stick white. We could do that too. That'd be good. All right, so that's gonna be done. So that one is finished. We'll come back to that. This one is left and we're gonna do our flag blue. All right. And then our shades, let's do our shades. And it's kind of like a half and half. And I think that one's done. Okay, that's all the blue. Now we need white. I'm gonna get another plate for the white. And the white I'm using is warm white. And a tornado warning? Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Okay, well, be safe. Be safe. That is the most important thing. Tennessee Coffee County. It's like Tornado Alley, right? Oh goodness. Be safe. That is really important. All right. Let's do these stars here, and then let me go ahead and get these stripes. I'm gonna do those. These are gonna be adorable. All right, stripes are done. Stars. The warm white covers better than just the regular white, but the light mocha covers like the best. It really does. All right, then this star here, it's gonna be white. And then that's everything on here except for the stand, and I'm gonna paint it green. So that is good. All right, let's do this one. So we're gonna do the collar white. And then this spot right here where I painted it blue, I'm gonna do that white. Right there. We'll use a marker for the stars there. All right, that one's good. Next, let's do this white. So it really does help if you go color by color. I think I just got that on the pennant. You know, at the end of the day, no one's going to know that you used a sponge to paint your crafts. It's just as enjoyable. Okay, we have to do the hot dog still. All right, that looks pretty good. That one's done. Let's get this one. I'm gonna do this star white. Okay, what else? Oh, so for the popsicle, I'm gonna pop this out of here. And so do you see how it looks? This is separate pieces. You can pop them off and do them that way. I'm gonna just do the stick white. And then see how I got blue on there? I'm just gonna sand that off. Just lightly. There we go. Easy peasy. All right, so popsicle, star, balloon, popsicle. All right, that's good. And then I'm gonna do the string to our balloons white. This piece just fell out of there, so I'm just going to paint that. All right, this one is last. Oh, the sign. Let me sand the sign down just a little bit. Sometimes that flashback will yellow your white paint. And I don't want that. It says Yellow Ducky Firecracker Shop. Firecracker Shop. It's too funny. And then I'm going to pop that star out. I feel like that dryer is about to retire itself. How cute is that? Okay, let's pop this one out. Oh, come on. I can't get a hold of it. There we go. All right, I'm just going to stick that back on there. Put that back in. Move that over. Everything now that needs white has white. Okay, so last color is going to be green. Oh, and our hot dog. Gotta do that. So this is avocado. I feel like the rich green was really good for this. And we're gonna use this sponge here. And so we have green grass here. Nothing fancy. And then I'm going to do our stand green. And if you want to do a fancy look or like a faux finish, you can do that too. But for time's sake tonight, to try to get all 5 of these done, I wanted to just do something a little more simple. All right. So they're standing on really beautiful grass. You know that lawn that gets lawn treatments? Would not be my lawn, but it's like that, those beautiful yards. So, last year we had a lot of flooding and it killed off the grass in the front of our house because the water just, it flooded for so long and it just, there's no going back. So we're gonna have to do something to our front yard. Aren't these colors so good? Thank you, Rosemary. I think I've tried to pick good colors. I don't know if you guys have seen Christine's Hutch for her strawberries, but oh my goodness gracious. It looks so good. She did like a brown. I love it. All right, so I'm gonna pop out the grass out of this because it's kind of hanging out in the middle and I'm not sure that I can get that. Pop that out of there. And go ahead and paint this. Oh, April Villarreal. That April sounds, that name sounds familiar. I swear I've seen her comment before. Oh, you're welcome, Christine. I saw that. I'm like, that is so good. If you guys are not sharing your crafts in the group, I go in and look at every single one of them. And I love to see what you guys make. And then Shelly, if you ain't seen Shelly's office, she has a whole like shrine of crafts. Amazing. Amazing. Everything she paints, right? She's so good. All right, so got the stand. Let's do this one. The stand here, and then we need to do our hot dog and then our little embellishments. And then we'll start assembling everything and we'll be good to go. All right, that one's good. So everything has got their green where it needs to be green. And then our hot dog. So let me go get a bun color. It's probably going to be a little bit darker than the wood. Let me see if I can find a bun color. I feel like fawn. Fawn might be a good color. And we need a hot dog color. Let's do the hot dog. This might not be the right color. No, that's not really the right color. Let's do... I feel like this is too pink. It might be too pink. In person, it looks like it might be like a hot dog color. Let me Google it. Let me Google. Hot dog paint color. I will search Google for anything. All right, this is a color palette it's given me, so I need to go take this over there and get something a little closer. Hold on, let me go swap this out. So I picked sable brown. Seems like a good hot dog color. And then we'll use a yellow marker for the mustard. Because I'm just going to do mustard on mine. I only eat mustard on my hot dogs. Hot dog bun brown. Oh, goodness. It does need to be a color. All right, so we're going to do sable brown on our hot dog. And I'm going to cut the yellow off of this and use it. All right, this is our hot dog. It needs grill marks. goodness. There we go. Now let's do mustard only. Yes. Hello, Dixie. All right, now let's cut this in half, and we're going to use the other half to do our bun. And our bun is going to be fawn. Okay, there's one side. Let's do the other side. All right, let's do this side of the bun. And you can do it like with a little toastiness. I mean, I can't help myself. I got to do something a little extra. All right. That looks like everything has been painted. Is there anything that I missed? I don't think so. All right, now we're going to start assembling. I didn't end up using the salted caramel. Mustard and relish. I mean, relish is, I have to be in the mood for relish. It's kind of like sometimes I like a cheeseburger with everything. And then sometimes I'm like, I just want a hamburger with bread. That's it. Nothing extra. All right, let's let this dry because that's the last thing that we painted. We'll let that one dry. And where's this grass go? This grass goes with what? This one. All right, let's start with our duck that is just kind of sitting on a firework and has this little stand here. So we're gonna pop out all the pieces. And we're gonna sand them. And put them together. Hot dog with mustard, onion, and sometimes cheese. I like the cheddar brats. If you guys have ever had cheddar brats, they're really good. Let's get our little sunglasses. And that's all of our pieces. So now we're just kind of left with the shell here, and we don't need that. But I do need some sandpaper. And I'm gonna get this one. Y'all, look how worn that is. All right, and then my glue. Y'all, that air conditioner works so good. So good. Ketchup, mustard, and chili. Now, if I have a chili dog, I don't want anything but chili and onion. And that's kind of not a regular occurrence. I would rather have like chili cheese, like tater tots, than a chili cheese hot dog. All right, let's go ahead and sand our little duck. And I'm gonna go ahead and start putting all the things on our duck. So let's start with our little shades. And then I'm gonna stick the little beak on so that I know that my shades are going where they need to go. Because it's kind of marked that way. There we go. And then we'll do our little eyebrows I'm going to just do them black. This black marker has seen better days. Let's get our orange. Oh, maybe we'll try this one. Why does that look really, really, does not look light at all. Just going to do the bottom half of the beak like this. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to sand it. We're going to glue that on. And the top hair. Hello, Nikki. How's it going? We're just over here crafting these patriotic ducks. Very proud that I'm going to get them all done. Oh, Patty Ann, you said glasses and it has the word glass in it, so Messenger is probably sending you a message. I have an automation set up for the word glass. Telling you what, those automations have made my life so much easier. Glue our little star in there. And glue this one in. How's it go? Does it go like that? Yes. Yes, it does. Look at that. And we can do little dots on the glasses with like red dots. All right, let's get this sanded. Wait, we have stripes here. Were there stripes on that board? I didn't see any. No, so it's just, okay, so we'll have to paint those. We'll have to paint the little stripes. Oh, let me sand this. All right, I need to get a white. Hello, Carmen. Hope my health journey is still going well. It is going well. Yes, it is going well. I go for my appointment on Tuesday. I know we have a 30% chance of rain tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow, so I'll be inside. The bubble gum, it's a little Cupid angel. So cute. I called it the bubblegum Cupid, or you can search up that, but it is adorable. And this is on the old gold. So cute. Just adorable. Okay, I'm gonna use this Posca pen. I think it's about out of ink. we go. I just don't want it to turn pink. That is the most important. I got out of the lines. It doesn't have to be perfect. You have it tonight. I should have probably done this when I painted it, but it's fine. All right, let's dry it. It's just gonna look weathered. All right, now let's glue on our star. Yeah, the two whites don't match, but that's fine. It'll be okay. Gives it character. It rained super hard for 30 minutes and flooded your street, 2 feet of water in the road halfway up to your house. Oh my gosh, I would be freaked out. Last year when our yard was flooding and our whole ditch was like, you could ride a boat through there, I really truly thought, okay, do we build our house high enough? Because we built our house at the highest point of the land, but I feel like we could have probably built it higher. Oh, Avery would love these. These are super fun for kids. These little ducks, they're so fun. Well, kids and adults, you know, they're great for all ages. But kids would have a blast. Make a great 4th of July activity. Oh, I'd be freaking out too, girl. Because, you know, the thing is there's no controlling that water. Once it's like coming, there's just nothing really you can do about that. There's really no going back. A suburb of Houston. Didn't Houston get a really bad hurricane a few years ago and like really bad? I feel like I remember that. I mean, that is so cute. Let me go get some markers. Spin it around so I can see the lids. All right, the red is on the bottom. Wrong one. All right. I'm doing little dots on the sunglasses. It's easier to do this with a marker. I'm not good at doing like the dot painting, so I definitely need to practice. Little polka dots on our shades. And then on the wing, just gonna do a little. I mean, just a smidge to make it like stand up. And then on the hair, just kind of like right there. I'm not gonna go all out and do like all the things. I'm just gonna keep it really simple. And then we're gonna glue it into our little grassy stand. You like my shirt? Thank you. It's in my shop. You can get you one. Oh, it's not dry. Let's let it dry. So our little duck is on a little pad of grass. So there's our first one. I'm gonna set that over here and it'll finish drying. All right, let's do the next one. Let's do this guy right here. Oh, no! No! I can't believe I did that. I set this down and there's white paint right here from that paint pen. I cannot believe I did that. What's the name of my shop? Shop the Maker's Map. If you actually go down to the comment section right down there and look, there's a little chain there. If you click it, it'll pop up. It'll pop up. If you also comment the word collections, Facebook Messenger will send you a message with a link. All right, that's just gonna be a little spot right there. It'll be fine. Can't believe I did that. But see, it happens. Stuff happens. All right, let's sand this little star. Let's pop all the little things out. The grass goes on here. Those little stars will pop out, so we'll do those. Little hand. I try to do them all different. Thank you, Anna. If you get our kits and you wonder where it's tabbed, if you just look for, you can usually see where it's tabbed and you can like just kind of wiggle it around and it'll pop out. All right, let's sand a little duck. And let's do, I just stuck my hand in that. I need to probably clean that up. right, let's do the stand, the sign. I want it to look a little distressed. All right, the grass goes on over the top of this. It doesn't go on the duck, it goes on the sign. Yeah, and if you see the little chat bot coming up, it'll link you to my link tree, and that also has like all the links as well. Has like the blog, it has like all the social stuff, it's got like a bunch of different things. My Amazon shop. Linktree is like very resourceful. All right, and then I'm gonna do the sign. I'm gonna do the word, this gray color. This yellow ducky firecracker shop. Too cute. Oh, I need some glasses. I feel like I wore them out here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I wore them to work, and maybe they're in my car. I need to go to the eye doctor. I feel like if I go to the eye doctor, they're going to tell me that I probably need bifocals, and I'm really not looking forward to that. I need them glasses that go on a chain that's like really cool. That's what I feel like I need. All right, we're gonna glue on our sign to our little duck here. You just want to make sure you get it lined up. I mean, how cute. How cute. All right, let's get us a little hand. Oh, this hand here. Everywhere I go, I have like 3 pairs, but the 2 pairs I have are like not really that strong. And so I got another pair, and then I got like the 2-pack, and they actually work really good. My actual like prescription glasses are very weak. They're not the greatest. All right, let's glue on the hat. You'll just see it come together. Like, here's the first one. So cute. And I did a red band for the hat. Just want to sand the edges just a little. So it's looking like that. Star is white. it's like a red, white, and blue hat. Cute. We could do little like white dots on our little band. Let's do our beak. I'm going to do this brighter color. Oh, I got to sand it. I'm using a mixture of like alcohol markers and acrylic paint markers. I think it's a 1.5 is what I have. For the readers. I'm not doing the cheeks. I'm just going to let them be. Need some paint. Just doing like the top of the beak. And then we'll do the eyeballs. And we'll do a little twinkle. Concentrating. All right, let's do our little rocket. Our little firework. All right, I'm gonna pop these stars out and then paint them. I'll probably put them on that piece of tape over there. I think I should do the stars dark blue instead of white. This is a big craft, you guys. It's a lot. There's 5 of these. Somebody just rode down the road on a 4-wheeler. All right, then the little hand goes on there. So I'm going to put the little hand on. Oh, nope, no I'm not, because I got to be able to put the star back in. All right. Now you can paint the inside stars and pop out those and give it more dimension, or you can put your stars back in. It's completely up to you. All right. Let me pull these off of here. And then let me put these on. And I think I'm going to paint them dark blue. The navy. Where's that navy sponge? What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. I think I'll like that better. You see better? I don't have cataracts, so I know that they have some like LASIK surgery you can have. I don't think my vision is that bad. Now, Caden, oh my gosh, he's like a +8 in both of his eyes. Well, one's like a +7, almost an 8. The other one's like a +8. It's a lot. His glasses are like, they're like $1,000. Crazy. There's paint on there, so trying to squeeze them back in. Let's rotate. How's that go in there? Which way do you go? I think it goes that way. Oh my goodness gracious. You just got to get it positioned just right. Yeah, she's probably on the phone with her kids. I'm not kidding when I tell you, like, as soon as she gets off work, she is on the phone every day. And she'll stay, like, even while they're, like, doing homework or whatever, she's, like, on the phone with them. So that's probably what she's doing. There we go. Now we can put our little hand on. I like the blue stars. Healthcare will break you. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at how cute our little duck is. All right, I do need to sand the red because I forgot to sand that. All right, let's glue it in. And then this one will be completed to go with our other little duck. All right, here's this one in the little green grass. I did them very simple. I didn't do anything super extra. Oops. All right, there's those two. We're just gonna kind of let them hang out over here while we finish the rest of these. All right, let's go ahead and do this one since it's kind of sitting in front of me. And where's that tape? Oh, the tape. Need all these stripes too. We'll save that in case we need it. All right, let's pop all of these out of here. So cute. So April has about 75 orders pulled for her and my dad to pack tomorrow. And what's going on here? What's with that really weird cut? Oh, it's the grass. The grass blade goes over the foot. Okay, I'm like, what is up with that? That just looks weird. Looks strange. So we are working tomorrow and probably Sunday. My dad was off for a few days because Betty was here. And so April's been packing the orders by herself since Monday. So Betty went home. So he's gonna come in over the weekend and help her. Try to get caught back up. Oh, we gotta do those stars. You do need to order more tulips. Yes. Yes. Terry, if you message me, we do bulk packs. So if you do like 12, you can get them half off because we don't always do like a half off sale. But if you buy 12, you can get a bulk pack. And that might help you. I don't know if you need 12, but... Or you can just kind of wait till they go on sale again. Alright, that's going to go there. Let me sand this. Go ahead and do this beak. And I do the shades. Actually, I think I'm just going to really heavily distress these. I'm just going to heavy distress them. I'm not going to try to do the white on there because I just don't think I'm going to get it. I don't think it's going to look good. I did not know that about the tulip and Parkinson's until you said something. Do we have any t-shirts on sale? No, we had t-shirts on sale on Tuesday. So every Tuesday is T-shirt Tuesday. And there's 3 to 4 collections that are usually on sale on T-shirt Tuesday. And then if we do like an end of the month sale or something like that, or like a holiday sale, we will put them on sale, but every Tuesday. All right, let me do the little eyebrows. And our beak. It looks pretty good. Oh, you got them when they were 50% off? Well, good. All right, so let me do our flag. I'm gonna do the shirt last because it's gonna take a little bit more. It's gonna require a little bit more attention. All right. Oh, the nightlight. Yeah. The nightlight kits. Yeah. Oh, that's with insurance? Well, yeah, ours is still a little bit with insurance. All right, so red goes at the top. Let me go ahead and sand these. And I'm just gonna put the glue down. And I'm just gonna do glue like that and then stick them on there. All right, this goes at the top. And we need a white. On that one. White's next. Then a red. And then white. This white. Hello, Tammy. You're late. That's okay. We were waiting on you. Then a red. And the bottom one is white. Okay, so there's our little flag, and it goes on this little flagpole right here. But first, we're gonna glue on our grass because the grass needs to go on because the little flagpole goes into the grass like this. And we're just gonna make sure we get it right. Glue on our flag. And then it just kind of sits in there just like so. And just tilt it to whichever direction it needs to go. All right, then we're gonna put our shirt on, but we gotta do our stars. All right, and then there's a hang on. This is the hand. I'm pretty sure that's the hand. And you can paint the top of your flagpole a different color. I'm gonna do mine black. All right, now for our shirt. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just paint them white. I'm gonna try to use this white. Let me shake it up really good. I'm gonna change the thermostat real quick. Sorry, it's actually getting a little chilly in here. All right, let's go over. So if our stars are not super bright, it'll be okay. Even if they're just like a little bit light, they'll just be lighter than the shirt. I hear a cricket. I also have green at the bottom. Down there. They're not going to be bright white. They're just going to be light. All right, let me sand. That won't go. Go over it one more time. I feel like it'd be a little bit brighter. That's the thing about these white markers is some of them are really good and some of them are like, it's like invisible ink. They're just not dark. They're not very good coverage. See, it's just like a light, just barely like a light blue, like a light white on the blue. All right, let's do our collar. On our shirt. So mine looks like that. And then we're going to glue it in the stand, and that will be how this one goes together. And this one will be done. And then we have two more. All right, so here is this guy. Cutesy. Cutesy, cutesy. The white is just not very white, but you can see it makes the stars pop. It's good enough. All right, let's stick this one kind of in front of that one. They can just kind of hang out right here. All right, let's do this one. And it's got the little balloons. And the popsicle, the rocket popsicle. Oh, you're sick? Ugh. Summer colds are terrible. Did y'all know it was National Donut Day? I did not know that. Facebook told me it was National Donut Day. Oh, it's a creepy bug. That just, I had a random thought come into my mind. National Donut Day. All right, let's sand these. Do our beak. Oh, that one had shades. You're proud of yourself for not going to get a donut? Listen, I can't tell you the last time I had a donut. I love a fresh Krispy Kreme donut. Love it. Absolutely love. And we used to have a Krispy Kreme in Savannah that made them like super fresh, and you could like go in and get them like right off the little like conveyor, and they closed it. And now the Krispy Kremes are like from some factory. We need like a family-owned, family recipe like donut shop. That would be absolutely great. We'll have to do the little twinkles in the eyes whenever we get done. Okay, let's do the feet. I'm trying to do the things that I know that I can do. The hat, I'm going to have to do some stuff too. And then our little rocket pop pieces. Trying a popcorn kick. Ooh. So I used to love, like, we have an air, like a heat air popper. And I haven't had popcorn in so long. I love popcorn. Absolutely love it. This is one of those things, you got to get it just right. So I'm going to glue on this foot before I glue on the rest of our rocket pop. That way we know we get it just right. Where's the red? There it is. I don't really have any cravings for anything like in particular but ice cream. I love ice cream. My grandma loved ice cream. I love ice cream. My kids love ice cream. So I just went and turned that thermostat and it's kicking back on again. How? All right, I'm gonna pop these stars out. I'm not gonna use them because I painted the back of this red. Keto ice cream is good. I've never had it. Never had keto ice cream. All right, we're gonna glue on our string. Then we're gonna put our balloons on. That's really important. So just like that. We don't need these little tiny stars. Oh, Solomon. Oh, hang on. I got it. Have you ever ate snow cream ice cream? No. Do you know what I want to have? I want to have the frozen watermelon shaved. that people, I've seen it on TikTok. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it is, they're shaving watermelon, like freezing watermelon, shaving it, and you eat it like it's, like, kind of like the lemon ice stuff, but except it's watermelon. We did have a creeper. We did. We sure did. Adorb. And then the little hand goes there. I've had cotton candy grapes. They're my favorite. We've had them twice this year. You should see what is coming out of our Lowe's bucket garden. So my mother-in-law planted veggies, and like she did sweet peppers, green peppers, jalapenos, and tomatoes, and some other something in Lowe's buckets. And they are like, we have enough jalapenos to do like jalapeno poppers, so that's what we're going to do this weekend. Very excited. Love jalapeno poppers. And then we got two teeny tiny, like this big little red, little, I think they're like cherry tomatoes. They're not like, well, not cherry. They're not oval. They're round and they're small. They're like really small tomatoes. Really small tomatoes. All right, so I want to do white stripes, but I don't know how this is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and mark them, and then I'll come back with paint and go over it, because this is not going to work. But at least it'll mark it where I need to paint it. Look, see what it did? Made the tip of it red. All right, let me get a paintbrush. No sugar added. So delicious ice cream. As long as it's not artificially sweetened, I should be able to do it. Now you're hungry? I thought I put that in the paint. What do I do with the white paint? So I had a pork chop and peas for dinner. It was so good. I would have loved a donut today. My paint's kind of dried out. It looks all right. The white one is terrible. All right, this Katie Joe is getting banned. I can't. The first few comments were like, and then it's like now just random words. Gotta go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, go, go. Woo. All right. Then we got our little stars here. And I'm doing the light blue. We have one more after this, you guys, and they will all be done. All right, that's how the hat turned out. That's not bad. I mean, look how cute that is. This one's my favorite. Well, right now, this one's my favorite. I haven't done the hot dog one. I love pea salad too. Which, you know what's crazy is April hates peas, but she likes the pea salad that I make. Weird. She's weird. Like, how do you like pea salad but not peas? Hi, Gwen. How's it going? We're just over here crafting these super cute patriotic ducks. There's a Christmas set of ducks that I cut today, and they're adorable. Absolutely the cutest. You got sick from peas? How'd you get sick from peas? What kind of sick did you get? I've never been sick from peas. Look how cute. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that. Adorable. All right, last one right here. Let's go ahead and pop all the things out. This one's got a lot of pieces. You're with April. You don't like peas? We can't be friends. The peas are not my vegetable of choice. If my vegetable of choice is broccoli, I love broccoli. My second vegetable of choice is corn. I love corn. Oh gosh, I'm sliding off my chair again. All right, let's sand all the stuff. Christmas ducks, yep. Wait till you see them. I think there's 5 or 6 of those too. Only cold peas? Oh, Diana, that's okay. Yeah, I was here about 9:30. I was supposed to be here around 9, but then the girls were over and I was trying to spend some time with them. Michelle didn't come. My husband had the girls today for Friday. And so they were here when I got home. And so I got to see them. But I'm sure I'll see Michelle and Sawyer over the weekend. Oh, there's a bug. Went out with some friends after drinking, throwing up peas from supper. Oh, broccoli and cauliflower. Now I like broccoli. I like cauliflower raw. I don't like cauliflower cooked, which is really weird. All right, we got everything. All right, let's do our little hot dog. Downpours, so you'll just have to craft. What a shame. I would do that. I'm going to be taking pictures all weekend. Well, not all weekend, but some of the weekend. All right, last few. And then we have to paint our mustard onto our duck. So we'll do that too. Let's go ahead and do our eyebrows and our eyeballs. And our smile. I'm about to throw this in the trash. Did y'all start watching the Lori Daybell trial? I mean, whoever watches true crime stuff. I don't know if you started watching it, but oh my gosh. She is one for the books, I will tell you. I don't think she has taken responsibility for a single thing that she has done. And I just cannot, even with her, I don't know why any person in their right mind, which I do not believe she's in her right mind, would represent themselves. And whoever is her legal counsel, her advisory counsel, they need to go over her statements. Because the whole time prosecution is like, objection, objection. I'm going to object to this line of, you know, it's argumentative and, oh my gosh. Her opening statement was just atrocious. There's a bug. It's like a black bug. Sorry, my nose is really runny. If you haven't seen the Lori Daybell trial, the conspiracy trial is underway. And girlfriend is once again representing herself. I mean, I guess it's a person's right to do so, but no, I'm not representing myself. I'm not doing it. Ah! The judge tossed her out after she argued with him? I haven't seen that. Oh my gosh. I need to go catch up. I need to go catch up. Usually I will listen to it while I'm at work, but I've had a lot of things to do and it is very distracting sometimes. Do you see? Oh my goodness, did you see that? It's like a flying black bug. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Get. You're injured. Stop. How do you keep going? That bug just landed on my head and crawled right off the top of my head. No, thank you. All right, next, let's do our USA on our flag. Y'all, we are so close to being done with all these little ducks. Jumping on the desk, it was. I got it though. All right, so we're gonna do our letters. Oh. This is too cute. What time is it? Oh, it's 12:30 almost. Gosh, time flies when you're having fun, huh? Well, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Our little bun. So good. All right, I gotta glue on my other foot before I glue on the rest of it. Just because the bun goes... No. Y'all, the bun is already like glued. There's no going back. It's offset, but... Oh, let me do the mustard. I need a yellow marker. Let's get the yellow. Are the hands, they're all painted yellow. It's yellow ochre. My hot dog only has mustard. Oh, it's not gonna fit. All right, let me do some trimming. I gotta work some magic over here. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Hold on. I don't know if you can hear it. I need something to like. I'm just spraying alcohol in this drawer. No, you don't. No, sir, you do not. No, sir. Oh my gosh, now it's in this drawer. I just literally. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can't see that, but it is this big. It's a palmetto bug. I used this to like flip it out of the drawer, and then it flipped right onto that white cabinet and then crawled up underneath the drawer. Come out, come out. I've been looking for this bug for like days. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. It ain't in the drawer now. But I'm not kidding you when I tell you this sucker is huge. That was gross. Now my drawer smells like alcohol. Anyways, I went in there to get these. Oh, no. That is more than just like a, no. That's more than just like a, that's like the, if there was a queen, that would be it. Because I've never seen one that big. That was no joke. I swore that I had some other clippers that weren't these. Like I thought I had some of the smaller ones. I guess I don't. I still gotta clip it some more. If you don't get it glued just right, you gotta troubleshoot. So that's what I'm trying to do. Sticky bug boxes? What are those? You've gotten to the point where I feel like you feel like I'm a child of yours. Well, I mean, I feel like some people do like connect with people. Almost. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to clip it so thin. All right, let me sand this. It's the spot, it's that spot right there, that little corner. This shifted, you see how it shifted up? So now I gotta try to like maneuver it in there. Just right. There we go. I got it. All right, I'm gonna have to do some coloring. The bun could be lighter. Okay, the bun could be a little lighter. Let's try to lighten up our bun. Not bad. And not bad. All right, let's put these away. Where's the red? Oh, and the yellow. I just cannot win. I got blue paint all over this. Where'd the white go? Oh, it's yellow, not white. All right, let me put this up and let me get a lighter color. Okay, I think this toffee color I told y'all that bug was in that drawer. I'm just going to try to lightly go over this. Give it a little highlight on the top. Make it look more like a bun. I mean, that looks pretty good. Looks better. All right, then I'm just gonna lightly go over this little small piece. That's pretty good. Exactly what we needed. All right, and then let's do a little twinkle. Twinkle. Oh, we need to glue the hand on our little bun. Well, I hope y'all like these. You knew I'd nail it. Look at that bun and their little hot dog with mustard. It's everything. It's so good. All right, let's glue this one in. Let's let that dry. Let's do our little twinkles in the other eyes. That one's got shades. That one's got shades. This one doesn't. All right. These are pretty good. Pretty darn good. And we just used a few markers, mostly paint. Okay, let me throw this away. Whoops. And I'll show you what they look like. Let me go stick them over here on this shelf. Oh my goodness gracious. So adorable. These are too cute. Wait till you see them. Hang on, I'll come back and get my phone. Let me get my phone. Oh, let me clean the camera. Sorry. Look at those. Okay, look at this one. Look at this one. There's this one. And you guys, we got all of them done. And then look at that one. Oh my gosh, they're so stinking cute. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. What do you think? Look at the little dots on the sunglasses. They're so adorable. I hope that you love them. I'll take a picture. Of course, I'll post it so you guys can see and like use it as an example if you want to paint these or if you ordered them. If you haven't ordered them, they are Patriotic. We are really close to 4th of July and you should have them in time, but you could always get them for next year. And I think they're adorable. I love them so stinking much. And I hope that you guys do too. So thank you for hanging out. I know it's a late night. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here in Georgia, but I could not help it. I wanted to get all 5 of them done. And I'm like, I will stay as long as it takes to get all 5 of them done. So I think they look really good. I think they look really balanced. I used a different yellow this time. So it's more of like a vintagey style yellow than a bright yellow. And then I used like a bolder green. I didn't do like all the shading and stuff, but I still think it's really cute and simple. So if you want to go get these, you would go to the 4th of July collection, or you would also go to the newest collection. And if you go to the menu in the shop and you go to where it says like newest products, or you can go to seasonal or holidays, or you can also search ducks, and anything duck related is going to come up too. I love it. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I probably will not craft tomorrow, but I'll be back Sunday to do something with you guys. I'm really going to work over the weekend to make sure that our next release for Christmas in July is in the shop so we can have enough time to get those out the door to you guys for July. So y'all be blessed. Enjoy your evening. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.